right, guys, welcome to the Darryn Yates Show. I appreciate everyone here. Guys, I have a guest here today that I have wanted to talk to and interview and ask questions for a long time.
Ooh.
But before we get, and plus, I also feel a lot safer right now. If someone came in here, you're like Tae Kwon Do guy and kick some ass.
Sometimes.
All right. But before we get into our awesome guest, let's go around the room and see what's up with in the house. To my left, Juggs, Judy.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Are you into our awesome guest here? It's fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, she's like, oh my God, dude, nice. That's the first time you started going, yeah.
It's always exciting meeting new people.
Definitely. Mike, the 𝐬𝐿𝐫𝐿, what's up, bro?
What's good, man?
Woohoo!
How you doing?
I'm here.
We were talking
Feels
about,
good to be back. You know what I mean?
it's a thing now,
Sure.
but you were talking about how a previous guest said that you were going to go back to, I'm not going to say it, you're not going to go back to prison.
No, I ain't going back. I'll run.
Yeah.
I'll run next time. I hope you like Mexico.
Yeah.
Move the show.
We'll help you run.
Yeah,
There
I'll go
you
to
go.
Mexico.
The lovely
Down.
Nadia.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
I'm the kind of a friend who's gonna help you bury the body. What?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
She
right.
didn't say
There
that.
you
What?
go.
What
I'll
did
go
she
to
say? She didn't
Mexico.
say that. Yeah.
Now, you sent me a message. You were excited to talk about, you saw some of his cool
Oh yeah,
short films.
yes, our guest today. Awesome
Yeah.
films, and I was like excited. He brought up a few cool concepts about
Yeah.
the universe, and
Oh, we're gonna get all into it for sure.
Yeah, so all of that.
Let's see. Let's say
It
hello
was
to
fun.
Mr. Sir Arthur is in the house.
Hey.
What's up?
How's it going, Sir
Hello.
Arthur?
Hey, how you doing?
So Arthur, you're in a film and you're into some cool music stuff and karate, right? A little bit.
I'm into kung fu.
Isn't it karate? I should say.
No, I'm into kung fu.
Okay,
Kung
so
fu is
remember
different.
last time he did this?
Yeah,
It was so fast.
I know.
Yeah, it's different. It's not the same as karate.
Totally.
Though I
Totally
respect
different.
karate, though. I
Totally
respect it.
different.
I guess filmmaker, actor, musician, Shawn DaWain Holt in the house.
Whoa!
Hey, how's it going, guys and girls?
Yeah, we're excited to meet
Thanks
you.
again.
Yeah.
Thanks again, brother, for coming in. I appreciate
No
it.
problem, man. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, so you're a Granite guy. I love it.
Born and raised in good old Steel City.
Nice, man. So now I saw your what is it, IMDb
I don't know.
bio, and
Maybe.
I didn't realize you were like a badass Taekwondo guy. Tell us about that first. I'm just curious about it.
Do you remember Ed Mitchell?
The name sounds
Okay,
familiar.
so from our town, he was a Taekwondo guy, firefighter.
Yeah.
And as a kid, I was bullied and stuff, so parents thought it would be cool to throw me into karate at the time. And I
Right.
didn't take that one, so we went to Taekwondo and kickboxing, and I took to that one and, did some great things in
Yeah.
my younger years. And now in my older years, I know how to be an adult.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I have a green belt in Taekwondo
Oh, yeah. That's great.
when I was 11.
How old were you?
11. Green.
11,
It was
see?
the green. I don't know.
You were too young. You should have jumped in at about 13 so you could be an adult when you were tall.
Right.
So you have an award-winning short film.
Yes.
We'll talk about that in a second. The Journey of Aleksandr Kuzmich. Is that how you say
The
it?
Journal of Aleksandr Kuzmich.
Oh,
Yes.
Russian?
Kuzmich.
Yeah, Kuzmich, she's German.
I like that.
German.
But before we get into the film stuff, I mean, you started out as you did some modeling, did some acting.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us about how you got started into like entertainment, the entertainment bug. You know?
Okay, so when I was little, I had this ambition to be the next Chuck Norris,
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Jean-Claude Van Damme,
Oh,
Sylvester
yeah.
I used to
Stallone.
love
Like,
him, yep.
I was a junkie on this stuff.
Nice, dude. I can totally see
Like,
that.
remember when VCRs came out?
Oh, I wish them all.
And your parents were
Right,
like,
yeah.
"Oh, well, I can put 3 movies on a
Yeah.
on a video."
Dude, that was
right?
my grandpa.
Yeah.
My
Wasn't
grandpa
it?
had the
Yeah.
most massive collection of videotapes with three
Yes,
like he had the
right?
whole
Every
guide.
time.
Like, I mean,
So-
each tape was like numbered. You had to go to the guide and refer to it.
Right,
And shit.
right.
Yeah, for sure. So my mom put on there my 3 favorite movies growing up, and they were Bloodsport with
Love it.
Jean-Claude Van
Yep.
Damme,
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Predator with Arnold Schwarzenegger,
Yeah.
and Rocky IV with Sylvester Stallone.
You
So,
speaking my
yeah.
language
So
now.
so not knowing these movies became my babysitters, right? Because I went to watch them every day my whole life. So when I got to a certain age, after doing martial arts and wrestling and stuff like that, I was like, I really want to do this acting thing. And back then, it wasn't like it is now. Like, I can literally go to anything on Facebook and be like, hey, I'm in something tomorrow. But back in the 90s, it wasn't like that.
Yeah, right.
I remember,
Different
Right,
ballgame.
right.
Yeah.
So you go to St. Louis with ambition, right? You're like, oh, I'm going to be this next big guy, this next big thing. And you have ambitions to take over the whole planet. And you get there and they say, well, in order to be an actor, you got to be a model. You're like, well, wait a
Oh.
second.
Right.
I don't want to
yeah.
be a model, but I guess I got to do this crap, right?
Right.
So I'm a pretty successful model. You know, I did the Bash at the Beach for MTV. I did Guess Jeans. I did a few
Nice.
things in our belt. Got certified. You know, did all the nonsense. It was a bunch of garbage, right?
How tall are you? You're like
46.
Tall.
Oh, how tall am I? I'm
Yeah.
6 foot. And at
6
the
foot.
at the
I got
time,
confused as shit.
at the time though, I was what was called an American athletic build, and they were pushing the CK heroin build. So
Yeah.
you had to be like 6'2" plus, super
Real thin.
skinny, and look like you're smacked out on drugs to
Right.
get all the shirtless stuff. You know, so they pushed me into clothes and runway and hands and shit.
Well, I remember being told, you know, I'm 5'9", trying to get into modeling, and they're like, dude, maybe you should find something else. So, but you being 6 foot, I mean, it's perfect. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
so I was tall enough for what I was wanting to do because I was using it as a stepping stone. So I
Yeah,
got through
why
that
not?
nonsense. I did one commercial, Waterman pens. I remember, it like it was yesterday. Right?
Is there a link for it somewhere?
There was before links. Like the only way you get to see this is if you watch the videotape at the modeling agency, right? Which thank God, because I'm like, I'm the greatest, but I'm the worst.
Yeah.
So I do this commercial, and that's when it happened. I was like, man, this is what I really want to do. You know, I don't want to do this. Oh, I got to starve for 2 days because that's real.
Right.
Okay, and the bulimic and throwing up, that's just all pushed through the modeling
Right.
agencies. I'm not going to name who my modeling agency was, but my
Yeah.
agent pushed that stuff hardcore.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
like it was crazy. And I was like 19 and 20 years old at the time. So I'm just like, I want to eat everything and be muscles, but
Right.
don't eat nothing. So I tried to do a little bit of stuff. I got like, went to Kansas, Chicago and stuff to do some acting / modeling, but you get there and everybody's a joke.
Yeah.
They're like, we need to see you in your boxers, you know. Here's a sock, stuff your pants. You're like, oh, okay, cool.
All kinds of weird stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty weird, right? So then I got bit by the music bug. So then
Yeah.
I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna go this route with some stuff because I can't get anything that I want to really do. But I love like Pantera and shit like that at the time. And I'm
Right.
like, I'm gonna be this guy, right? So I did
Yeah.
that for about 9 or 10 years, pretty successful at it. Did a little tours, had a couple deals offered, a couple CDs, videos, you know, all that
Nice.
crap.
Yeah.
And the drummer quits. You know,
What band were you playing with?
Sleep Machine at the time.
So Sleep Machine, is that the only band that you started?
No,
you started it?
yeah, I started that when I was a founding member, me and David Gregory. And we broke up because the drummer quit. And that was back around 2010. And me and him are actually making music now under a banner called Soul Sick. So it's just a metal duo. But it's
Oh, that's
super
cool.
cool to
You
play
know, it's
music.
so
Metal duos
crazy
are
to me
cool, though.
for such a shithole town that we come from. Like the amount of musicians that come out of Granite is fucking nuts, dude.
It really is all across the board. You know, I remember on Tracy Lane.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, so it's like,
Right on,
that's
bro.
how old I am. Right?
Yeah, right on, dude.
So you had awesome long hair, me too, right?
Yeah, dude. My dad told me, hey, when you're 18, you can grow it to your ass if you want. You
Yeah.
gotta cut it. I said, well,
Your
that's what I'm gonna
parents were
do.
pretty strict, though.
It's got
And,
pretty- that's close to
your
my
mom
ass.
was a great teacher.
Oh, thanks,
I
man. Yeah.
enjoyed her, man.
You know, they're both authority teacher figures. Maybe that's why I rebelled so much. I don't know.
Probably.
Maybe.
But you're a good guy, so it worked. Whatever.
Right
they
on,
were
bro. I
doing,
appreciate
right?
that. Right on.
But so I did music for a while, and then my grandmother passed, and it set me into this spiral. You know, like I started fucking with Xanax and pills and drinking and shit. Not like a drunk, but like anytime you mix like pills and alcohol, it's a chemical cocktail, so you're wasted.
Shit, fuck yeah.
So,
Mike,
yeah,
We all know that.
so I did a lot of, stuff that I'm not too proud of, but a lot of stuff I'm proud of there in
Yeah.
a couple years. But then I,
Fucking when it was Xanax, you don't remember most of it.
yeah, so you're told. You're like,
right.
you're at the place, and they're like, what are you doing here? You're like, what do you mean, what am I doing here? They're like, you ain't allowed here no more after last night. You're like, oh my God, what happened last night? Yeah, so you don't remember shit, right?
See, mine was kind of the other way. You know, coming from the convict, the criminality past, I'd wake up and there'd be 35 fucking car stereos in my room. I don't know where the fuck they come
Oh
from.
my god.
Yeah,
Those are cool
the old
stories.
Kmart days was a bad time, like, right?
Xanax got that fuck it chemical in it.
It
It's
does,
just
man.
fuck it.
Like I used to be so crazy with Xanaxes. It's like I would try to take like a little bit of Xanax before I'd even come and do something like this to block the beta from the anxiety and adrenaline,
Right.
right? Because I'm not sitting here profusely sweating, but
right.
I haven't done Xanax in like 5 or 6 years, so fuck that shit.
Yeah.
Sorry, pardon
Right.
me.
No,
Oh,
you're
You're
good.
cool. You're in the right
So
place.
then I go on Craigslist, man, in 2012.
We prefer F-bombs.
And remember Craigslist before it was like trashed out?
Yeah.
And you went to like certain things, and there was actually opportunities for more than just sex and
M for M or in a hotel.
Misconnections.
So luckily I land
He's like, do you remember Craigslist before it was awesome?
Our previous guest loves Craigslist.
Well, I landed a gig off there for a director named Brian Elliott at the time, and it was an extra. I was like, man, I'm going to go out and do some extra stuff, right? I want to get my foot back in the door. So I show up. I send him a demo of me doing martial arts and, you know, a couple tight shirt things.
Right.
And he's like, well, I want you to be a featured extra. It's called Resolve. It's on the page. It's my very first film I ever did in 2013.
Nice.
And I was just a featured extra, so I got to come on there and kill some people and then beat some people up with guns and then do a salute and shit.
Yeah. that was in St. Louis, right?
Yes, and then but it premiered in Granite City at our theater. And
The old theater.
no, the new theater.
The new one?
Yeah, it premiered in 2013 or 2014 there, and I had Comic-Con right after it, and everybody, you know, the world and the public, you gotta love them, right? You can only release so much stuff and let their minds do the work. That's how it all works.
Yeah.
So you put on there, I got my big film premiere today, and I'm so jazzed, right? Because my first time seeing myself on stage.
Yeah,
And
man,
it's
that's
like me and
cool.
my two kids, you know, because they're like, I gotta make them part of everything because I want them to see Plan A where it works.
Yes. That's right.
So I'm like, and then I'm at Comic-Con taking pictures with everybody, and they're like, your movie's at Comic-Con. And I'm like, ooh, you know, so I'm just like so happy about it. So
Heck yeah, dude.
I start getting into other things, just being a tough guy kind of thing. And 2016 is when I got a big break from Kyle Niehaus, rest his soul, and Nate Giuseppe, and I got Max Weiss and Fools and Gold. Those were the two I got under those guys. And before those guys, there's actually, believe it or not, there's all these little circles in the film community, just like the music community, just like the party community, you know? So for the longest time, I couldn't get into those circles. Even working with top quality people, you still couldn't get into the circles. And then, you know, you're seeing your peers do good and you're happy for them. You're like, oh my God, they're doing so great. How come I ain't doing that shit? How come I'm over here? What's going on with me, right? So then I get that. Auditions, and you audition a lot. Like, if you can't take no for an answer, this ain't the business for you, right?
Totally.
Because you'll get told you're fat, you get told you're ugly, you get told you're beautiful, you get told meet me tonight, you get told I don't ever want to see you again. You get told everything, but the one thing you're
Sounds
going to
like
get
my
told.
love life.
Yeah. all you want to get told is yes. You made it, man. Here's the part, right? And it doesn't go that way. Like,
No, it
fucking
doesn't.
70% of the time. Really, it doesn't.
You almost have to love to lose sometimes. You got to love stuff. You know what I mean? Because you're working toward the yes.
True. You can't set your expectations on and wear your heart on your sleeve in this business because everybody's soulless. Okay?
Right. That's
So
why I
crazy.
failed in the modeling career. That was my fail.
It is because
I couldn't
no
take
one
no
gives
for an answer.
and
plus-
everybody does it. I've seen some of the
Yeah.
best people that have the best ambition to do the kind of things that I do, and I'm not great at anything, but they just get into it and they go one round and they're done. I'm just like, man, this is a 12-round fight. What the fuck are you guys doing?
And there's a lot of just shady people hitting. I can't imagine being a female in the business. I mean,
I can. I mean, if they want to dress me up and shit, I'm cool with that. You know what I mean? But it's like, it's harder for females.
just all the shady people. I mean, you were talking about it. You did some radio stuff, and some guy didn't allow you back because he tried
Well,
to.
yeah,
don't know,
I think it was just a ploy to get a date. And then once he realized it wasn't going to happen, then all of a sudden it was like, oh, I'm going to be out of town for a while, and then never call back.
But for you to stick with it and push through all that, where do you think you got that from? Because that's not easy.
From
you know?
my mom.
I respect that. I commend you. I love. I've seen some of your videos. You talking about you going for it, living your thing, you're pursuing
I
it.
get it all from my mom and
your
my
mom.
grandma. Rest
Okay.
of my grandma. So
Yeah.
when I was growing up, they worked at a Olin Brass Mill, industrialized workers, right? So I come from a family of like 3 or 4 workers. There was no single breadwinner. We were
Right.
poor. Ambition and dreams is all you had, right? So my mom, every night, you know, the world would beat me up. Whether it was a person, whether it was I wasn't good enough, it was always something. No matter all my accolades to this day, every single one of them's been second doubted by some of the people who mean the most to me. Like, I could give 2 fucks about
Isn't it weird?
anybody's opinion, but the people that I care for, when they don't believe in me, that fucking cuts deep, right?
I know, man.
So
I think that goes along just with the
But once
place
you-
that we're from is just, there's so much just.
I don't think it's
like
just a granite thing, though. I think it's a human thing. Most of the people in
That's
our inner
true.
circle are
Oh,
going to
yeah.
be. And once I start studying people who are doing stuff where I wanted to be, they start talking about it. Your own family will question you, and strangers make you famous, or strangers will help you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's so crazy.
It is crazy.
I've just seen it be very prevalent where we're from, to where
Yeah, I hear you,
and
bro.
people live such dead-end lives at the steel mill.
Yeah.
Or
that was my future.
If you're not at the steel mill, you're sat on a fucking bar stool, and everybody's just so fucking miserable and just pissed off, and they can't stand to see anybody make it. It don't matter what you're doing, whether you open a pool service or you fucking or whatever. You know what I mean? Like they just don't want to see you make it.
Well, I think
go
that's...
ahead,
No, go ahead,
I'm
brother.
sorry.
Go.
And everyone knows more than you know about everything that you're doing.
Right.
That's right. Even though they're not doing it.
Yeah,
for sure.
like,
Right.
That's why I started, okay, the people who are saying all this, would I trade places with them?
No.
You know, I'm like, hell no. So I started listening to people who I would want to, I'd want to trade places with.
Yeah.
What they're doing or whatever,
That's
So
great, man.
So you said your mom. How was she helping you? Like how
Well,
was
like
she like
every
your
day
rock?
she would.
Yeah.
There was a slogan that like I started a company that I have T-shirts and shit coming out this year. It's called Dream Warrior Apparel. Okay, so every
I love
night
it.
my mom would tell me, you can be whatever you want to be. You can do whatever you want to do.
Nice, man.
It's not the dreams that die; it's the dreamers. So as long as you keep your dream alive, you'll live it, right? So every single day, I live my dream, right?
Yeah.
So it's like,
Well, for you to recognize that cynicism coming at you is actually a reflection of the people saying it has nothing to do with you. In fact, if anything, it's probably you should lean into your thing even more because you got something going on. When you're loved or hated or whatever, you got something going on.
Yeah.
So for you to continue to do that, kudos to you, man.
It's
Kudos to your
crazy.
mom for instilling that in you. I love that.
it's definitely a crazy ride, right? Because everybody we talked previous, because there is always a gear up session before we do these things. So here's what we're gonna kind of talk about, but here's what we could talk about, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, you're like, can we get crazy and weird? I'm like, well, whatever. And then
That's kind of our MO here. If you haven't-
So, like the stuff that, we discussed on there, and then now we're here discussing it. It's just like it always seems like when you're on the verge of crossing the line into the next level of your evolution as a person, you always want to quit.
Yeah, it's the toughest part.
When everything's going against you and it's really weighing you down. Like I've been so weighed down in my life that I felt like Atlas, right? Holding the whole world.
Yeah.
But then you get past that, and then all of a sudden, like a week ago, I manifested this. Believe it or not,
That's so
I
awesome,
did.
dude.
I was like, I need to get on these
we believe you.
podcasts this year.
Yeah,
I need to do this.
Did you really?
Like right before
good.
Christmas,
That's
like
crazy.
the 23rd, I was just talking about it. I was like, man, I need to get on these podcasts in 2023.
Yeah.
And a week later,
so
you're
crazy,
like
dude.
here,
That's so awesome.
So
Yeah.
So I
Well, we also want to inspire people because a lot of the naysayers, they have something in them that they're not doing. Most of them, you know what I mean?
yeah.
So when you switch your mindset to want to inspire your haters and you recognize that they're trying to stop you, they've already stopped themselves. They ain't stopping me. Once you see all of it, man, that's powerful. You know what I mean? And so we like to talk crazy stuff here, but it's all about crazy stuff like I talked about, or inspiring stories.
Yeah.
And once you grasp it the way that he has clearly grasped it, like, bro, I've been the worst kind of person that there could ever be walking the face of the earth. Like, I'll admit that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Been the worst kind of fucking person. And, when I finally decided, like, this ain't what I want. This ain't who I want to be. This ain't how I want people to look at me. This ain't what I want my kids to remember. You know what I mean?
Right, dude.
All that shit. And I just started, there ain't nothing wrong with being good to people. And the more good you put out there, like,
Right, man.
the more good decisions you make, the more blessings you find.
I mean,
that positivity gets positivity shit is real.
It is.
It
It's
really
like
is, dude.
it's like a circle jerk of positivity.
It is, yeah.
It is. Like if you ever made
Slow to get into the crazy. I like it. Come on, let's go.
Do you know, man, I totally feel like Rambo with this,
Come on, John. Just throw it. Break it.
But it's like you said earlier, it's like inspiring people that hate you, right? It's like I've got a motto to where it's like if they love me or they hate me, I don't give a shit as long as they're talking about me and
Yes.
they're kind of interested, right?
Yeah.
Because even
That's a
your-
good place to be.
Yeah, because even your most
That's
worst
the place
hater
to
of all
be.
time, hate's just another form of love. You know?
You see, I still
Really
I
is,
worry
dude.
about this negative comments that get to me sometimes. I try to
Yeah.
put my blind eye to that, because
Well, yeah.
but it still
You're
gets
human.
yeah, right.
I mean,
Right, this is
I get more YouTube haters now than ever.
Well,
that first 5
great,
seconds, I'm like,
right?
F off, man. But then I just calm. Then I say, you know what? Thank you for checking myself out. It's not for you. I appreciate it. Appreciate the time. I'm gonna keep doing my thing or whatever. I kill them with kindness.
Yeah.
And most of the time, they either never respond back, or a couple times they'll say, you know what, Darryn, I'm sorry. That was kind of a weird mood. you're a cool dude. I don't know. I like the kindness thing. And then that's also no drama for us.
Right.
We don't throw some shit at them because you know it's coming back.
Yeah,
They
see,
want that.
I can't approach that
I got better
situation
things to
like,
do.
if I catch a hater, if you're gonna shit talk me, I come from a place where that's an art form. You better gun up. Because I'm, you know what I mean, not only that, but I'm observing this shit. So I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna make you feel some type of way about your goddamn self. You know what I mean?
Well, that's why I love you for that. You know,
it's like
I
that
get-
Nelly song.
Yeah.
That's great.
You know, I'm gonna try and embrace it now. Like all this, like whatever comes to me, I'll just embrace it. Because I used to like delete it. I'm trying to grow business too, and like but I'll embrace it. And just like you said, kindness and whatever.
It's gotta.
Take it. Give me whatever you want to give me. Give me.
But I want to be, I want people to like me, and I want people to like my stuff. So no
right.
matter if I get
Yeah.
a million motherfuckers that say, "Man, you're the greatest person on the planet," and I get one motherfucker that says, "Bro, you suck. You're the worst fucking piece of shit I've ever seen." I'm like, man, what the hell did I do to this guy? What did he watch? Because I got some shit I don't want to be seen out there.
Nothing.
So what did he watch? That's what I want to know.
He's
To hate
just a
me so
miserable
much, and then
person.
come to
It's
find out I like somebody's picture or commented on somebody's bullshit on social media, and
Or you're bringing out their insecurity for not doing
Yeah,
their dream, and
it's
you're
their
doing
thing.
yours.
They're just
You know?
pissed off
Yeah, and
that
it's
They
just-
say get a
It's
job,
usually-
but
it's
for
usually
them they
miserable
should get a better
themselves.
job.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
It is.
Yeah,
Right, that's right, Arthur. Yeah. Well, I
No,
think-
we understand all the psychology behind it. We're still human being now.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
even though it's a reflection of you, not me.
Well,
you know?
Right, right.
You know, Tony Robbins wakes up in the morning with negative thoughts. He just knows how to channel them. He knows how to
Right.
view. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's awesome.
Just guys who
Yeah,
wake up. We're
fucking A.
humans.
Well,
You're
yeah.
right.
Get
We're
on
humans.
that level, Darren.
We're gonna.
Oh, that's a level.
Make some Tony Robbins fun.
I mean, we're going to have this stuff come at us. We're going to think about it too. Even ourselves can hold us back. But if we can power through that, it sounds cheesy, but it's a fucking thing that we talked
It
about.
is a thing,
You
man.
know, and it's not only recognizing it, but it's flourishing in what you want to do and not letting it stop you. And in fact, pressing the pedal to the fucking metal more.
It is.
And that seems
Bro,
like what
I
you're
feel
doing.
like once you get to a certain spot, though, that negativity stay the fuck away. Because I don't deal with that negativity shit. Like, I don't have them thoughts no more.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't allow that shit in my home. Like, my old lady, my kids, they're all well aware. Like, we ain't finna do all this.
Yeah.
Like, if y'all want to know what that life's really about, I can show you real quick. You know what I mean? But, like, we're not finna do all this. We're gonna just
Right.
be good to each other. Like, this ain't, like, I catch my daughter getting an attitude with her little boyfriend. You know what I mean? And it's like, don't say that shit to him.
Yeah.
Because
Well, I mean,
that ain't what's on your heart.
right.
You know what I mean? You might come up with a little slick comment thinking you're being funny, but you don't know how your words are affecting somebody else. And I know you, and that ain't what's on your heart. So
Yeah.
you know why?
It's part of the business too. It's part of put yourself out there. I mean,
yeah.
you can be the
Right.
perfect, walking in a park with son and holding a dog and puppy and a little beverage, and someone's going to talk shit about it.
It's
Right.
true.
know what I mean?
And it is the
It's like-
business of entertainment, you
It
know.
really
It's
is.
like
I
we
mean-
put ourselves out there in a way to be judged. And we
we
hope
really
that
do.
everybody likes it, right? But we know, at my household, I don't want a bunch of negative shit in there, right? Just like yourself.
Right.
I'm a pretty positive guy.
Definitely.
But the internet is a shithole.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it really
It is,
is.
yeah.
No matter what, it's trash.
Right.
And I mean, it can be like, oh my God, I can get on Google and I can do your name and you're that. Who gives
Yeah,
a shit,
right.
right?
Well, I remember one of our mentors.
Buy a
that we-
fucking movie.
Russell a mentor who's out there crushing it, Russell Brunson, he's like, if you haven't
yeah.
offended someone by noon, you're not working hard enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
That's
like I
right.
said, put yourself out there, you're going to get it. It's just
Yeah.
part of the game.
It is.
Well, talking about like putting yourself out there, he's got like a YouTube channel, right?
Yeah,
With all
I
of the
do.
shorts and stuff. Can you
Yeah.
guys check it out? If
Yeah,
we put it in the
let's-
comments. Yeah, let's put the link in the comments.
It's a great
'cause
segue. Tell us about,
great.
your
That was pretty
your
cool. Tell us about it. Yeah.
award-winning short film you have.
Okay, so I was blessed to be a part of a film called The Journal of Aleksandr Kuzmich. It was written by my colleague Alexander Hernandez of Thundergun Pictures, and I was a lead in it. And he wrote the story, and we shot that over a weekend. Believe it or not,
Wow.
and it was such a cool experience because it was a skeleton crew. So it was like 3 guys, like my son Cannon, who is the talent of my life. Okay, this
Yeah.
kid is doing theater. He's first place actor, everything.
It's
Great. So he's in
yeah.
the film. So we're doing like the film, and we get to the. Did everybody watch it?
Yes.
I didn't.
No, I'm gonna watch it like right after.
Okay,
I
so
watched
you
other
watched
stuff.
it,
Yeah.
correct?
I watched it. Yeah, it
Okay,
was so
you know
well
the
done. So
entity in it.
pro.
You know the entity in it, the trash bag guy.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so this is the story
black
that's going to
looking,
stick.
shiny
Okay,
thing?
Yeah. So we ordered. That was supposed to be a demon. Okay, so we ordered this mask off the internet.
And it was like a
Did you really?
$2,000 mask.
Wow.
We ended up paying like $300 or $400 for it.
There you go.
So we were like, great, right? And they showed us the picture, and they
You
told
get it from Mike?
no, I'm telling you what. When we got it,
Got the
we
discount.
definitely were like, oh my God, it was the biggest. It was nothing like it was supposed to be. It was a fucking pullover Halloween style mask. It wasn't
my
prosthetic.
goodness.
Nothing. We got 2 days to do that. We got 2 days for that shoot. Okay, so we get the mask 2 days before it, and we don't have any other options, right?
Right.
So Alex is like, I just want to stand off in the corner and do a silhouette, and we'll make it scary. I'll put a trash bag on. Because, when you're in
There you go,
focus, if
yeah.
I got you in focus, you're blurry, so you can't really see it, and he's just going to creep up. You've seen him in the hallway, right?
Yeah.
That's the start of that. So
okay.
we're like, oh, okay, shit, let's turn this into what we're doing, all right? So the story consists of the guy being, if you haven't seen it, I'm not going to ruin it, but you've seen it.
Yeah.
We'll
So
watch
it's like, the bodies and stuff are in the trash bags, in the barrels. Okay, so it just all started making sense. So now we got these trash bags and these people, these demons that are coming out and they're like wrapped up and all that shit.
Yeah,
so,
dude, it's so
we
cool,
did
man.
that and we put it in. It's been in 4 or 5 festivals so far since the release, and
That is
it
awesome.
won most innovative thinking in filmmaking at the Haunted Garage Horror Festival here in St. Louis.
Right.
So,
Dude, it's so cool and so well done. Kudos to you. I mean, I
thanks,
remember
man.
when I first started watching it. I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna see what's up. But I was like, okay. Besides the fact I need to know this because it's come on the show, I had to watch it.
it was
You know what I
nice,
mean?
huh?
It just
Well,
it
was
sucks
like,
you in.
it was-
It's
what
like-
about the end?
it makes you think.
Yeah, right.
It makes you like,
Like,
what's
you know how much that film cost to make? And you just said how high quality and great it looked. And
Oh.
you guys haven't seen it. Just take a random guess. Like,
oh my god. I would say 1,600.
okay. That's pretty cheap for a film, but
Yeah.
it's cheaper than we made that film for around $500.
Did you really?
Yes.
Wow.
And we edited it all ourselves. We put
Her
it up
camera
all
probably
ourselves.
cost more than that, don't it?
Yeah, my cameras,
I should've guessed a lot
got
more than probably,
a couple
huh?
Black Magic cinema cams.
Yeah.
So we used that, and the cam.
Well, I think a lot of it was
one
based-
lens cost more than the
Right.
fucking movie.
Right.
I'm sorry, but it does
Yeah.
because like your guys' GH5s here. We got a GH4 that we use for our action cam. So
Right.
at all that snow stuff that you've seen at the beginning,
Yeah.
instead of taking the super cams out and being like, let's ruin them, let's throw these Panasonics out here, okay? So all that stuff was shot in that snowstorm that year outside. Yeah, so that's all organic. Again,
That's so
like
awesome.
we try to do everything organically so there's less to clean up at the end. But that film's a great film, and it's on its way to do some good things this year. So now I got the Banner Award-winning filmmaker under my belt.
Woohoo.
So
Yeah.
Nice.
just another
Yeah.
thing that, people will
Yeah.
say, that's
That
great,
is
thank you
awesome.
so much.
Yeah.
So,
So do you have any plans on like making another one?
not the Journal of Aleksandr Kuzmich. We're in the process of making something called the Willow Wood Trails, and it's a haunted ghost story
Sounds
in the forest.
There you go, man.
Wow.
We have a cast here. You could.
Well, I mean,
Can we be in your movie?
it's always open. The door- if you guys really want to get involved, I'm the guy that can get you started.
Yeah, there you
because
go.
I didn't have nobody tell me that when I wanted to start.
Yeah.
So I try to help everybody.
I
out.
wanted to be in the movie for like.
There's enough stuff
Fucking
for
A.
everybody to do shit. This is
Yeah.
a big planet.
So Shawn DaWain Holt, I can't believe it's almost like a half hour
Right.
here. So tell us your advice to people who have, a dream or a vision or a goal, or what would you say to people? I've seen some killer videos you made.
What I would
advice.
say to anybody who wants to do anything, whether it be acting, music, stillman work, or whatever, show up. That's it, man. It's like all you have
that's
to do
right,
is
yeah.
show up.
Show up.
It's
That's
like
fucked up. He says that because that's what I said to you, kind of like
That's half the
when we
battle. It's more than half
started
the
this.
battle.
Like,
I mean, it's
Just show up.
that's the whole battle. Like,
once
don't let it trick you.
'Cause once
you
you're
could
at
be
the gym-
best guy in the gym or the best guy outside the door, but if you're
Yeah.
walking the fucking hallway and you never walk through the
good
doors,
point,
who
dude.
gives a shit?
Right.
If you get to the
Right.
gym, you're probably going to work out. Getting there is
maybe
yeah.
going to the gym.
Right.
New Year's resolution. Everybody wants to be in healthy and
Mm-hmm.
go to the gym. It's the biggest month of the year for gyms, right?
Right.
I used to be assistant manager at gyms, so I know how big it is,
Uh-huh.
right? But 80% of those same people that are there for January aren't there for February.
No.
They definitely aren't there for June.
Oh, no.
Right.
So they ain't showing up, So
Yeah.
I watched a couple films that I got asked to be a part of like a few years ago. And at the time I was like trying to push a different brand for myself. Not that I couldn't play these parts, but I didn't think they were beneficial for me.
Right.
So
I kick myself in the fucking ass
I do.
when I watch those guys doing their stuff because they're all talented filmmakers. And the films are great. And I see the parts that I would have been in. And I'm like, son of a gun. So now I just pretty much, I'm trying to say yes to like everything.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, be that like yes guy. Like that movie.
So it's
Hey.
like
Get out there.
So that
Yeah,
was
do your
like 3
thing.
years ago, you know. So now those things are coming out. So now after you've made a change in your the way you comprehend and take things, you're like, son of a gun. So so showing up is the biggest deal.
Nice.
Because if I
Great
wouldn't have
advice.
showed up here today,
Yeah.
I wouldn't even be met you wonderful
Right.
people,
Right.
King.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have been able to, chat with you guys.
Right
So,
on, man. Well,
even late, you guys, we were even
appreciate
late and
it.
I didn't even know it. So that's why I think time's the biggest bullshit.
yeah. No, we
Especially
appreciate it, man.
creative.
Yeah. I love it, man. Well, it's been awesome having you on. We're going to go around the room with
thank
some
you.
final thoughts and final questions. Mine is, of course, where can people find you? Where's the best? You're at YouTube and whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
The best place you can find me is Shawn DaWain Holt at Facebook.com or Shawn DaWain Holt at YouTube.com.
And we'll have the links in the description here, wherever you're watching it.
Yes.
Cool. Juggs, Judy in the house. Do you have any final thoughts for Shawn?
No, I mean, I'm just excited to watch the show because I like haunted things.
Yeah, now
That's my
you
thing.
told me that you don't want it to be sent out certain place, so I want to get your approval before I send it to everybody.
Well, you can send it to the people in this
Okay, I
room.
should make sure.
But please don't send it out because what it is when you're doing festival stuff, if you start making your videos public, they won't allow you in certain things. So you're paying to put your stuff in. You like anything, like music or anything, you pay to get a chance to be played. And they're like,
Right.
okay, your film's good, we'll take it in. But
Yeah.
they look it up and they're,
if it's already been
somebody's already watched it, you're out.
Right.
So so that's what I mean by going public with stuff.
I gotcha.
And plus, it's, when you're a partner with people making stuff, you don't make decisions by yourself. You got to respect your partners.
No, 100%,
makes
man.
sense.
Yeah, definitely. Mike the ex-con, what do you think, brother?
Do you have like a favorite director, actor, movie? Like, I know you said like the Bloodsport shit. Like,
Well, my favorite actor would be Sylvester Stallone, only because he's more versatile in business and shit compared
he
to
is.
Jean-Claude Van Damme. That's my favorite real fucking, I want to be that guy, right? But I don't know.
We're not gonna tell you
Sylvester
this just 'cause
Stallone,
it's
he's-
just it
Jean-Claude
fits.
Van Damme was
When I was in
He
one
was
of my
hot.
trips to county jail, all right, I had gotten into an argument with this black guy that was trying to convince me that Jean-Claude Van Damme was twin brothers named Jean and Claude Van Damme.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like, he was
Claude.
all because of the movie where he played two different people.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Oh, that would be Double Impact,
Yes,
Chad.
double
Knox.
impact, right?
There you go. Well, I remember seeing Sylvester Stallone. He does some killer like TikToks or short reels or something
Yeah.
on
He
Instagram.
does? That's
Just
cool.
advice and stuff for people, some stories. So Sylvester's
Like his
he's a legend.
monologues are untouchable. Like sometimes you can, like a lot of people overlook the guy, right? But you can't
Right,
really.
you can't. I mean, the guy's
he's so inspirational. So
he's
it's
a
like
legend.
Because
there's
it's when he
just-
speaks, he kind of sounds fucking retarded in a way.
I mean, well, he's
right.
got that stroke thing in his lip that he had when
Oh,
he was
shit,
a
does he
kid.
really? I
So
didn't
like
know
that's
that.
why his lip's always weird and he slurs his
Like, I
words.
literally
Yeah.
just
Son of a
watched a
bitch.
video of him talking about how when he wrote Rocky, they tried to give him $250,000 to not be in it, to like walk away and let us take
Right.
this.
Right.
And
Yeah.
he didn't
And
take
he's like,
it.
oh, hell no, this is mine. I got to see if I can do it.
Yeah.
Do you know that he took like a very long time to get to that point? He even like didn't want to take a job because he didn't want to feel comfortable. He just wanted his dream to come true. He kept showing up.
Yeah.
Like he like never quit.
I know
Like,
he's
it's
just
so
come out with
inspiring.
a new show on Paramount.
That's
Plus.
awesome.
That's badass,
That's
ain't it?
killer, yeah.
He
Tulsa
plays like a
King.
mob boss and shit. It's
Tulsa
dope.
King.
is the rumor true about how he got into the business? You heard
Yeah,
those
I mean, but
rumors?
that's the rumor for everybody that gets into the business, man. Where
Gay
you been?
porn.
Well,
It's all
oh.
there.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
that's
I've heard
another
that.
day, another topic.
Oh my god, dude!
We'll
What
have
a
to
That's
part
how
two.
it really is, you know. Once
Really?
you're a
No.
premier,
So he did do that?
premier guy, all the premier people that's in the limelight,
No,
they don't call it sleeping your way to the top for
Are you
nothing, bro.
serious? Gay porn? He did that?
Gay everything.
Oh my
I mean,
God.
everybody does that shit when you
Dude,
get to
we're-
a certain level.
Dude,
Like
wanna
Ted,
know.
dude, we're
Right.
gonna, no, we're gonna do a part 2.
okay,
Is that
because
cool?
Yeah.
you know who Ted DiBiase
We're
is,
getting
right?
into some
Look at
fucking...
Judy.
We're
We're
getting
getting
into
turned
some
on
like
here.
conspiracy
Dude,
theories.
ready.
type
Do you
shit,
know who Ted DiBiase is, the wrestler?
Yeah.
Okay, his
Wrestling at the Chase and shit?
catchphrase lives with me for my whole life, and he's like, "Everybody's got a price."
You ain't lying.
And I mean, and that's the reality of it. Is I can feel as uncomfortable as I want to be, but if that number's right, I don't give a shit, right?
Right, right.
7 figures.
I feel you there. Yeah, that's
Right.
true.
You showed me $1 million.
So awesome.
That's right.
You show me the right numbers, and I'll show you a trick or two.
Dude, we will definitely get into yes. Nadia, do you have any final thoughts for Shawn?
I don't know. Like, I kind of like. Are you like spiritual belief? What are your beliefs? Like,
Okay.
because like the way you use the words like manifest and like
All
other
right.
stuff.
So this is where it's going to get crazy. Sorry, there's probably not enough time for this. But
You'll
when I
teaser
was
for it,
being,
yeah.
but when I was being
Teaser.
raised, I was raised Christian. I was baptized as Lutheran. Rebelled against all that jazz. Became Wiccan. I started to studying Wiccan and paganism, and developed how Wiccan and paganism really relates to what we are as a species on the planet, rather than what's up in the sky. And then the older I get, the more I fall into the Satanic Bible. I think that one speaks a lot of volumes for humanity. Like if you really check it out, it's really not as like bad as what you think.
No, there's a lot of people that believe that Lucifer is the good guy,
There
like
is.
the bringer of the light. When he actually wanted to give us knowledge. That God didn't want us to, like, there's a lot of people that believe that, yeah.
That would be a great topic to
Interesting.
discuss.
But I like conspircy theories as much as the next guy,
Right.
right?
Here you go. Yeah.
We will
Like
definitely-
There you
my
go.
thing is like I say it every day at work. I don't really believe in shit, okay? Because we're not shit.
I like that.
I love it.
That is good. I
So
love
it's
it.
like
That's
every single
amazing.
day I wake up, I can either swing a hammer, focus a lens, fix my hair, do whatever I want to do because I worry about today.
Right on,
That's
man.
it.
Dude, I love that attitude,
Like
man.
now I'm finished for today. Like I'm like,
That's
hey,
so
look at
great.
me, I'm great. Now I can go fuck off, do whatever I want all day long. You know,
love
so
it.
that's how it goes.
Right
hey,
on, brother.
can I shout out a couple people?
Of course, man.
Yeah.
All right, I just want to say hi to Jay at _𝐸𝐿𝐥 Contracting and David at Clear Blue Swimming Pool Services.
There you
A couple
go.
of my sponsors.
Oh, nice, man.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome,
yeah.
awesome.
Because you can't get nowhere without people believing in you.
Absolutely.
Even if you don't
So
believe in
important.
yourself, you know, it's like,
Well, you got to believe first before anyone else is going
it's
to.
like
yeah.
if I'm not my #1 fan, how can anyone else be?
Right?
Dude, that's exactly right, man. I love it, dude. Good stuff. Sir Arthur, do you have any final thoughts?
It should be interesting to see the video.
Okay,
Yeah.
I hope everyone enjoys it. And I just posted up the old Avatar stuff on YouTube. I
Very
will
cool.
be putting up all my commercial work and a couple new films with the new Avatar here probably in a couple weeks because marketing, you know. You're like, here, look at this stuff for a minute. And then, okay, here's some more stuff.
Right on, man.
Love it.
Well, dude,
Right on.
thank
check
you
it
so
out.
much. Thank you so
Yeah,
much for stopping
thank
by.
you.
It's been awesome to meet you and hear your story and talk to you a little bit about you, the man.
All right.
So
Thank you so
we'll do
much,
this again.
guys
We'll
and girls.
figure something out.
I appreciate each and every one of you.
Yes, we
It was
want you
nice
back.
meeting you.
Cool, Shawn. Thanks, man.